to people who even know a little bit about geography, the best they will do is call me Czech, which I don't find offensive, but I'm not Czech. I never was Czech. We were not the same nationality, even when we were the same country. And after a while, it gets old, you know. And there are some people who just, you know, hear my name or something and say, oh, she's Russian, and then I'll be Russian for forever. Or they don't know the difference between Slovenia and Slovakia. And I mean, Larry King, you know who that is? Mm-hmm. Larry King just came to Slovakia. He was invited to do some interviews with Teatri, TA3, which is the local version of CNN. And the journalists came to wait for him at the Schwechat airport in Vienna. And he got off the airplane, and the journalists asked him, how do you feel now that you are about to visit Slovakia? And he said, oh, I've never been to any Balkan country before, so I'm really excited. So I kind of feel like it's my mission to have people figure out where it is.
Educate them a bit more.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, they're missing out. I think it's just like the Czech Republic. I think it's a beautiful country, and I don't think we're the eastern backward boonies like, you know, Moldova and I'm sure Moldova is a beautiful country too, but we get put in the same basket as Russia and you know, Belarus or whatever, and we're not. You know, we're those people from those countries want to come to our countries. You know, it's this movement westward. And I think investors and people should just know about it, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, back to the citizenship thing. Would you really prefer to have dual citizenship? I mean, would it do you that much good?
Yes.
Yes.
Neither of my parents speak English, and I don't think they're ever going to move here. And they're becoming older and older, and so I don't know that they would ever want to move here. But I certainly want to have all the advantages that a Slovak citizenship gives me, especially now that it's pretty much an EU citizenship, which is big. And also my sister lives in Vienna, and I want to have the option of, if nothing works out here, of looking for a job there, and it's going to all be easier. Even just going through the Amsterdam airport these days is easier if I'm a member of the EU. So
no, I mean, if you had an American citizenship, would it help you that much more if you had that from a green card?
Oh, well, the only difference I'm told is
like voting and scholarships, right?
Voting and what was the other thing? I don't remember what the other thing was. There were two things. I want to eventually be able to vote here if I stay here. Yes. Because it's very frustrating because I've been paying taxes for, you know, since '96. So I think if I'm paying taxes, I should be allowed to vote. Mm-hmm. And especially in the last presidential election, it was very frustrating that I couldn't vote.
Do you ever, maybe sometimes take like a family trip to DC and go vote at the Czech embassy?
I've never been to DC. I would love to go.
Yeah.
I would love to go. It's actually really surprising to me that, considering how long I've been here, I've not seen that much of America. I just was here and was studying, and when I had some time off, I went back to Slovakia. So now I'm starting, now I go to conferences, so now I'm starting to see more of America, but again, it's not for tourist reasons, it's to give a paper. So,
so it wouldn't bother you, I mean, you still identify yourself as a Slovak. Would that change if you had an American citizenship? Because, I mean, I wouldn't personally ever want it, even if I was offered dual citizenship. I just wouldn't feel right being an American. Almost.
No, it wouldn't bother me because I would never think of myself as an American. I will always be Slovak till the day I die. So, and it actually bothers me because when my mom's girlfriends see me in Slovakia after a long time, they'll come up to me and be, "Oh, American girl, how are you?" And I'm just like, no, not an American girl. I'm there, but I'm not American.
Okay. Do you ever feel that people judge you because you're an immigrant?
I actually, when you first asked me about this interview, I actually didn't I was surprised because I don't think of myself as an immigrant. That was never my intention initially. I was on a student visa for forever. I was on a student visa till 2 years ago. And like I said, it was very hard when I was in college and my accent was stronger and everyone knew that I was not American. And I did feel judged, you know. I did feel like some of those looks were, oh, she's weird and we can't figure her out and things like that. But it's also because those kids, you know, were mostly from Iowa and they had never been exposed to non-Americans. Here, I think people who have it harder are people who are of a different race or who have a much more obvious accent. Because, you know, at first sight, I look like an American, you know, there's nothing immediately that's going to distinguish me. So I'm sure I have it easier than a Hmong immigrant or a Somali immigrant or an African immigrant, you know. What I felt the hardest, when I felt most discriminated was the scholarships, like you said, fellowships, scholarships. Only U.S. citizens need apply. And to me, that really does feel like a discrimination because if you let someone in to your school, to your country, they should have the same kinds of options as Americans. And also like working, you know, if you don't have a green card and you are a student, good luck trying to find a job over the summer. You can't work off campus. The on-campus jobs get taken really quickly.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, for scholarships, I can't even apply for international scholarships because I've been here for too long.
Yep.
So there's just nothing left, pretty much.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What do you miss most about home?
Like I said, the sort of pedestrian-friendly, culture-filled, you know, culture is just so much cheaper. Like going to the opera or going to a concert or something. These things are so much more affordable in Europe. So I miss that.
And it's more of like the norm. Like
yes,
everybody does it. It's not just the elite high class.
Exactly. And you know, here people, if they go, it's this huge deal, and they dress up in these huge ball gowns, and that's the other thing. Like, one of the things that my husband always says is, "Oh, you get so many comments about how dressed up you are always, and how where are you going because you're so dressed up." Because the assumption is that I'm going somewhere special, and it's like I enjoy dressing up, and to me, it's not even dressing up. You know, to me, this is the norm. Just like you, people would see your outfit and say, "Why are you so dressed up?" Well, of course you look dressed up if you're sitting next to someone in pajamas. But that's our normal. That's how we've been brought up, and I think it's kind of a respect for yourself kind of thing. You know, I like pretty things. I like to be dressed up, so I'm going to, and it's not for this particular concert. It's for me. So I miss that. I think people in Europe, well, Central Europe is what I can speak to, are much better dressers. Yeah. And they're much more interested in looking good and just respectful interactions. Which I'm not saying that Americans are disrespectful, but what I'm saying is it's more formal, so it seems more respectful. You don't go from the formal way of addressing someone to the informal, usually for a really long time, until you really know them well. And here there's not even an option, you know, so it's weird. What else do I miss?
Christmas. I
miss
Christmas so much.
Yes, I do.
There's just so many holidays and different days and traditions and the carp. Do you have carp in the bathtub?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I miss that.
We haven't done it since I was a kid, since my younger sister was a kid. And we would always dip the little bread in alcohol and get him drunk.
Do you want to just tell us a bit more about the Christmas traditions in Slovakia?
Well, you mentioned the carp in the bathtub. That's just, you buy a live carp and you have it. For how long did you have it? For a week or something?
A week.
Yeah. And then the dad kills it, and then you have it. That's your main meal. And then you have, I don't know if you guys have...
scales?
What do you do with the scales?
We put the scales under our plates during dinner, and then you were supposed to put them into your wallet and keep them to like save your money for the rest of the year.
Oh, we don't have that. At least
Really?
not my family.
Oh.
Cabbage soup, right? Sauerkraut soup,
Mm-hmm.
and we always put. We go mushrooming. We're a big mushrooming family, and so the mushrooms that we gather throughout the year.